I was telling the brother said, you get half of what it is. So if it's 50, I get 25. We got to pay for the place, we got to pay to get here, pay to get the gas. So when all that up, we don't get shit. Sure. We don't get nothing. So is that going to make me, am I going to stop at 9:30? Because I'm going to get better off, because since I'll be less tired, maybe I'll get another shot at something next week, and I can make the money I ain't going to make tonight. Or do we really try to accomplish what our goals are in spite of what is going on? Where are the real true believers in all of this? Why have they not emerged to galvanize around leadership? Because they don't feel it's safe. And it isn't. It isn't. It is not safe for the true believers yet. We're going to make a way though. Lights. So Farrakhan approaches it. So the white boy Hogan said, I want in on what's going on up in here.
Want to know about 19?
Yeah, and all of that. And so we know that D.C. is in the shape of the diamond. The minister raised the diamond. It's found out that Benjamin Banneker in 1791 laid a stone every 1 mile on the original boundaries of D.C. So it's 10 stones and 10 stones and 10 stones and 10 stones, which is 40. In fact, it's the same guy D.C. did Indianapolis. So in Indianapolis, you got the center of Indianapolis is Meridian Street. And the Monument Center is in the center. Then you got North Street, West Street, East Street, South Street. So what you got in D.C.? The top of the diamond is East-West Highway. That's where I live, 1703 East-West Highway. The point of that diamond is 1800 East-West Highway. So you got Eastern, Western, Southern, Northern, going around the diamond or the square. The diamond is not an arbitrary shape or symbol. It means something. The diamond means something. In fact, if you look up the diamond in the dictionary of symbols, the diamond talks about something coming from the word adelman. What is that? What's that word right there? Yeah, coming out of the Greek word adamas, meaning unconquerable. In emblems, it often indicates the irradiant mystic center. The mystic center. Why would a diamond be considered, or what do they call it? What do they call a diamond? It's a luminous being. So people tell me they're looking for the Illuminati. I said, well, where are you looking? Where are you looking? What did you break down? Are you listening to what it's saying? What are they saying? That somewhere in the diamond is a mystic center. So we've been running around. We spent last weekend in the cold. It was about 0 wind chill. Last Sunday we was in Meridian Hill Park. Brother was there with us. We was out there in the cold. Half the people went to the park, didn't come to the lecture on Tuesday. So I lost money for having the tour. The people got sick by Tuesday, it was so damn cold. Most of the people, I think about 4 people out of the 15 came to the lecture. So I lost out for even doing it, but we trying to get to what's in the middle of the damn diamond. We all out in the middle of the street and shit, down on the ground, the vegetable sticks, in the middle of 16th Street with the traffic coming. We get up on Crescent Street, which is right off of 16th Street, they got Crescent Street. We get up to the top of Crescent Street, here come police cars in every direction. Heard y'all was out in the park having a fight. We up there with compasses and shit on the ground, in the cold. I'm up there doing shit like this, right? And they all up, what are y'all doing? They ain't doing nothing. Let alone black police laughing at each other about who must have called us to come up there and mess with them. All they doing is looking for the peace. But we're actually unfolding into what we do. So they come out and do a story about the point. This is the point. That's the top of the diamond. They got it fenced in. It's right across the street from my house. You come to my house, I take you right over there to this point. This is marks the top of the diamond. It's one of those 9 feet stone every 1 mile around that diamond, 10 by 10. 10 by 10. And then that's why we went to those watches and looked up and found that even the damn watch ads say 1010. Just look up the ads in the watches in the paper and look and see if all the shit don't say 1010. Just the way the white man advertised a watch in the symbol or the sign of 10 by 10. What is 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10? 4. What is the sum of 4 plus 0? 4. So now how many people did the whites say were at the Million Man March?
400,000.
Well, they said 400,000, but they didn't mean it that there was 400,000. They really wanted a cold way of saying the number 4. Because the number 4 means something. And the number 4 means something in a way that they would want Any word on the radio? So, nothing. Is it on?
And I have no defense for what.
But can we turn the radio on? I mean, will it come through with the radio on? Why is the radio running through the phone?
It did before. It came on before. And you called before.
Yeah, let me hear the dial tone. Now, is that with the hook off? That's the hook off right there? Damn. Okay. All right. Now, so we would want to check what it was they were talking about and what those things meant. So we go back. Here's Tony Browder even talking about the diamond of D.C. and how Jefferson, on behalf of Washington, decided it would be a diamond shape. And the role of the square shape and the role of Elephant, who of course was led around by Banneker. The Washington Post, well no, this is in the Dictionary of Symbols by Biederman. And God knows how many of these books we done sold since we done went out and used Biederman's book on the Dictionary of Symbols by Hans Biederman, Dictionary of Symbols, Icons, and other cultural Dictionary of Symbols and other icons. When people start using these, the number 4. What does the number 4 mean? So we talk about the number 4, taking you back to that 4-letter name of God, the Hebrew tetragrammation. What did they say that the diamond was? They said that this here also meant the Hebrew tetragrammation, or the unspoken name of God. So this is what the Masons laid. So when they answer Farrakhan in the number 4, they go back to him raising up what the pyramid and the RCNI really means. And they answered him in front of everybody. Says the number 4 is associated with the cross and the square. The cross and the square. So when you look back at Tony Browder's description of the area, he lays it out in a cross and says it's based on the concept of the square. This is in Now Valley Civilization. The number 4, 4 points on the compass, 4 humors, 4 rivers, the 4 great prophets. 4 great prophets, 4 doctors of the church. The most important, however, are the 4 letters in the name of God. YHWH, or Yahweh, or Jehovah. Although the devout Jew, this is fake white, reveres the name too much to ever utter it. When the whites found out what the hidden name of God was, they told all the other people in their societies never to name it, because it wasn't their name. So the devout Jew, he's now talking about the fake white, never wanted the name to be uttered because it was not their name. And I get into blacks about repudiating, following behind that and doing what the white wants done. This story here started going back. It's right before Hamza and I did the lecture. They started raising questions about Satan and the Sphinx and the Golden Mendes and all of that. Even published a map. The Post published a map from the Final Call Publishing Company. Talking about on the pyramids on the mall and looking at the layout. This got north facing up. Even Brother Hamza was very effective in showing that the story that they wrote trying to say the devil in downtown Washington, where they tried to lay out, this is where the Million Man March stood across the mall, they tried to say there was something mysterious over here called the Golden Mendes. He put a little ear on it to make it look like the Golden Mendes. And that's the way they read it. But to run it, they had to put north going sideways. Then, when you really want to find the Golden Mendes, you turn north up the way north go, and all of a sudden the Golden Mendes is really apparent. Yeah. But the Post tried to hide where it was by saying it was over here, connecting the Capitol and the Union Station and the White House and the Jefferson Memorial, rather than over there. That's the shape of the Golden Mendes. See, that shape is the same shape that Anton LaVey got on his neck. See that shape? You see that shape? Is it on? See that shape, the Golden Mendes there? On Anton LaVey. He's the man with the Satanic Bible. This is him here. I was doing some of this when I was up here last time. Anton LaVey. See that Golden Mendes behind his head? So we're talking about the Washington Post doing a story by making all the language face this way. With north going sideways, they tried to hide that. they did a story to try, since they wasn't bringing it up, when it started getting brought up by other people, they lift the story up and then, in a counterintelligence activity, disinform on it. See what I'm saying? They ain't gonna bring it up, but now we brought it up. Now it's up. They said, well, we can get in there and confuse that. So they come in it and boom it by saying the Golden Mendes is over here, over there. Turn all the stuff facial this way. But only somebody with that other eye would turn it around and look through there and see they was lying. But what? Was it worth hiding this? Is this a symbol worth hiding? Well, damn. If Anton LaVey got the Satanic Bible, and he got this shit on the Satanic Bible, then damn, it must be the devil's job to hide it. Yeah, somehow they devil worship on it. Like this come out of what Brother Hamilton and I did in the lecture. He put this one together about why Shaitan means the devil. And you look at there's a bigger picture of the Golden Mendes. Remember that symbol? Look at that same symbol that the Popes tried to hide. Same as the symbol for the Eastern Star. Then I remember when Brother Hamilton brought it over, we were standing in the hallway. So I was looking at this Golden Mendes, I turned it upside down. And we said, damn. I said, damn, Hamilton, look at that. What do you see, Ma? Who's that? Who's that, Ma? Who's that, Ma? Who's that? Say it out loud. Yoda. That's the character in the Star Wars movies, right? Who uses this character? Who's the producer of Star Wars? Spielberg. Now, did Spielberg know the news? Huh? And Lucas and Spielberg together. Yeah, both of them together. Lucas did the production of the technical stuff with Lucasfilms. He did the space and all of that. And Spielberg put it all together and shot it. Spielberg directed it. And they coming back again. They coming back with the old one done up because the new trilogy is coming out in 98. Part 1, 2, and 3 in 98, 99, and in 2000 they end up with a World Federation. New World Order, Bob. They got it all coming in Star Wars. And the pop-up started just last week with the premiering at Magic Johnson Theaters in LA. Hiding it under a black man. Spielberg, the most whitest director in Hollywood. Yeah. And so here is Yoda. Now, what was Yoda in the movie? What did Yoda do in the movie? Yeah, he trained the Jedi on how to deal with the dark side.
That's right.
Huh? All right? And eventually, what did the Jedi have to deal with? That his daddy was what? The black man. Yeah. Same thing the hunkies out here got to deal with. Now, did Spielberg just accidentally pick up a character? Now, the book, now let's show you that it was a Golden Mendes in it before Spielberg got to it. In that this is something we just put together. You say, well, y'all did that and y'all made it look like Yoda and shit like that. Well, okay. Here's the Satanic Bible. It was written in 1966. This book right here was written in 66. Now, you see that? That's his Golden Mendes. This is from 66. Let's turn it up this side down and see if you don't see Yoda again. Ain't Yoda there?
He's still there.
Ain't he there? So then the fact that the character of the upside down Golden Mendes existed long before Star Wars was even in existence. Therefore, Spielberg could have had prior knowledge that he was dealing in Satanism when he come with the triloquy, which ain't got no black people in it, except for Billy D. Williams and Darth Vader. Next one, the black one going, they gonna be Will Smith. He gonna be in the triloquy. Yeah, he's Independence Man. Now, one of Anton LaVey's followers was Charles Manson, who killed what woman? Who was married to who?
Roman Polanski.
Who raped what girl?
Natasha Kinski.
Right, who married what black man? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Probably just a coincidence. Now, listen up. The Boule History Book, Part 1. Boule History Book, Part 1 says that in summary, Minton, this is the Boule's logo, Grecian Sphinx. In summary, Minton wanted to create an organization that would partake in his own words of the tenets of Skull and Bones at Yale. So what do? We believe in what we say. I hook up a lecture in New Haven, Connecticut. I go to New Haven, Connecticut, which houses what university? Yeah. So I say, look, y'all, I gotta go to Skull and Bones. We gotta go knock on the door. I gotta go look and see what's out there. I get up there and I'm telling New Haven, Connecticut, that we were studying this Boule. And at the Boule convention in Baltimore, we found out this in Baltimore. We saw the Boule logo. That's the Boule logo off the back of the membership roster. This is their membership roster. This is the Boule logo. They call this a Grecian Sphinx. It's the body of a lion. Now, what did the white man say they saw on Mars and the moon? Some shit with the body of a lion, but the face of a black man, that it got the wings of the bird and all other bullshit, right? So they seeing this on Mars and the moon. But it means we are all on top of that shit, and we finding the answers, but through another source. They need scientific means. Honkies need scientific instruments to know what you will know intuitively. You know these intuitively. We're on this with no money and no scientific instruments, but our intuition and our inference can come with the same answer. We are as strong as everything they have. They need those instruments. Say, well, look, we busted to the bottom of the pyramid and found a black man looking at the stars. Well, fine, Bobby Hemming was talking about that 50 years ago. So what are you saying? Y'all just getting up with it? And he says, hey, other white men may have withheld this from other white men. Well, that's a white problem. So now you can see what we went to. We went here to the Hyatt. We were out here at the Hyatt in Baltimore at the Boule Convention. We look at a place card saying going upstairs, and it said Sigma, and it had 9 squares in there. Pi, and it had 9 squares in there. And then it had 5. Now, sister just took a picture of that, bro. And then we went on back, didn't pay no attention at all. When I'm looking back over all the Boule stuff we got convention, I look at this little bitty snapshot. I see these 9 squares. I said, now that's strange, 9 damn squares. I said, that's really strange. So I take them 9 squares, go back and look. I said, man, you know, we went to the Boule convention and found 9 squares. So people started sending me information explaining what the 9 squares were. Said the 9 squares are called the magic square. In the Middle Ages, it was referred to as the Kabbalah of the 9 chambers. I said, damn, ain't that something? Did these black guys at the Boule know this? And then you look at the 9 squares again, and you look deeper at the 9 squares, and they start telling you that there's the 9 squares of Saturn. Okay. What is Saturn as a planet? What do it look like?
A ring.
It's a circle within a circle. Yeah. In fact, look back at the Boule logo. What's inside the urn? Circle within a circle, right? Check or no check? Yeah. Okay, because if it ain't there, don't say yeah. And so it says here, what are the 9 squares? Take you back to the unspoken name of God. The 9 squares will bring you back to the YHWH, or the tetragrammaton, which is in the pyramid, 72 squares. Check? Where else did we find the tetragrammaton? In the diamond. Was it in the diamond? Where else do we find the 9 squares at?
Brother, if you superimpose the 9 squares over the diamond, what do we get?
That's a whole nother story. Where do we say we found the other tetragrammaton at? We found it on the diamond. Oh, in the number 4. The number 4. The number 4 is tetragrammaton, which is the diamond. That's the diamond, but it was on the 4 describing the diamond, the 4 sides to the diamond, the 4 seasons, the 4 prophets, the 4 points on the compass, it said 4 seasons, etc. Okay? So now we got all these people harboring this unspoken name of God, but this is all private shit. And you ain't in this. Minister talking, the white man talking back, and you ain't in it. You just in it. You at it. You at it, you ain't in it. Alright? All the papers, none of them reflected on the mysticism of his dialogue. In fact, only the Baltimore Sun, one of your columnists, ridiculed it in the style section or the section that got the entertainment in it. He did a front page story on that little left-hand side ridiculing the number 19 and all the mysticism. He called it Farrakhan gives mumbo jumbo. But you look all over the country, most of them didn't even touch it. Now, see, somebody got to call that station from me. Oh, anyway, I gotta wait with this. We'll get to it. Anyway, now, so then we go to, I'm in New Haven, Connecticut. I'm giving a lecture. I said, look, y'all, this says, I found this shit, the 9 squares on the Boule, and I gotta find out what the 9 squares mean. And people start making noise and shit, getting loud. I said, what's wrong with y'all? Said, Steve, you're in New Haven, Connecticut. New Haven, Connecticut is called the city of the 9 squares. I said, oh, come on, man, you bullshit. They said, no, man. So we went out there. There we go. We go out there. They have a residence at the 9th square. We go to the 9th square. Right in the middle of New Haven is the 9th square. This is the 9th square. So we get out there. It's residence at 9th square. Right next to that was Square 9 Real Estate Company. Right next to that was the headquarters of the Knights of Columbus. World headquarters of Knights of Columbus. And what do they show? They show there the yellow brick in the 9th square. I got all this on video. And as we were running up to the Knights of Columbus headquarters, I said, what the hell is this? The white people see us in this glass door and start running out with the brochures. And we think y'all looking for this. So we look at each other and said, damn, they know we peace out or something? I mean, do we look hungry or some shit? Do we look like we looking for something? And then all the whites, everywhere we went, the whites handed us things that were just what we want. When I went to Square 9 Real Estate, I went in, I said, you got a map or something? They said, I got just, I think, what you need. You need to see what's in the 9th square. You want this. This shit is, all the people with me in New Haven, it's about 56 of us. It's cold, it's snowing. I mean, everybody's feet are frozen. We in the snow. You look at the film, we knocking on Skull and Bone snows everywhere. It was December 21st of last year. But everybody's, all this charge, man, everybody's lit up, man. We are finding shit, right? I'm showing them things in their town. They don't know what they're looking at. They know where it's at, and I need to look at it. And then I look at it and say it to them. I say, oh yeah, well that's that. And they say, you know, boom, we come to some massive conclusion about the links or the signals that are in the lands where we're standing. So then check this out here. What was the height of Washington Monument? So the Knights of Columbus said, now this is odd now. The Knights of Columbus make this point that they have 1.5 million members. Now you tell me if this is accidental. Knights of Columbus say they got 1.5 million members. They got approximately 10,500 councils. Add those up, what is that, 10 and 5? 15. Right, what do you got here? 15. Okay, then they say, now stop them 215s, then they say it rises 23 stories, got 320 feet above downtown, and got 500 people working in it. Now, do you think they just accidentally putting a brochure together about the headquarters of the Knights of Columbus and the shit's 5, 15 all over it? And what is 15 plus 15 plus 15?
45.
45. And then, if you go back over to what the 9 squares mean, when you look back at the 9 squares, back at the meaning, it makes a point to tell you that when you put the numbers in the 9 squares, where's it at? When you put the numbers in the 9 squares, it adds up to 15 everywhere you go. 3 plus 5 plus 7, 15. 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 15. 4 plus 9 plus 2 is 15. 2 plus 5 plus 8 is 15. Check? Yeah. The 9 squares go 15 every which way you go. In fact, they got 2 ways of laying the squares. One is supposed to mean evil, and the other is supposed to mean good. So you end up with these 2 different combinations. One goes 4, 9, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 6. The other goes 8, 1, 6, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5, 2. 4, 9, 2. They're all going to take you back to, it's actually just written opposite. They're all going to take you to 15 anywhere you go. Now, you say, no, you sitting there going, oh man, I'm tripping. I mean, it's just too much shit coincides. Then the lady says, well look, so now you know we always talk about Cecil Rhodes. In the Wizard of Oz, you're following the yellow brick road. Look, they got this shit. Bingo. So now we go over to the center of the 9th square. I go over to the center of the 9th square, and the lady gives me this brochure. She said, young man, you need this. And I look at everybody, they all look at me and say, damn, what's she talking about? Then this is what she gives me. She said, you take this. This is the center of the 9th square in New Haven, Connecticut. Look at that shit. You see it? What do we find in the 9th square? One, we find the diamond. Then you find the golden Mendes on top of the diamond. So the Boule want to be about, Boule want to be like Skull and Bones at Yale. Now that's okay, it's fine. So we go to Skull and Bones at Yale and find out it's the city of the 9 squares. We go back, the Boule got 9 squares. We go back to the 9th square, and all this shit comes together. And they don't like Copley. Never said he was dishonest, never said he was lying, but they're not comfortable with Copley. But Copley goes, now with nothing. We done done these with nothing. We goes to the spots. We're on the beast's ass. Closer to his ass than anyone will ever tell you. No one will ever tell you where we are in reality. To flush out a mere confession out of a man is an easy thing to do when you're talking about changing the planet. And turning that shit 30 to the left and 20 to the right and 5 to the left, knowing you unlocking the shit, everybody seeing the combination lock getting weaker every time you turn the keys. And they say, nah, we ain't with this shit. Ban his ass, keep him off, no. Don't promote and support that. And now, why do we have this? You know why we have this? We're not a national organization, but we're in every city. We don't meet all at one time, but we get things done. Oh, they asked Jesse Jackson Howard once, say, well, Jesse, what do you think of Steve Copley? He said, oh, Copley's nothing. He ain't got no organization. I ain't got one you can bust up. But I do what organization is supposed to do, accomplish tasks, do things. How do you do things? Hey, it's guerrilla warfare. We're in the age of guerrilla warfare. You won't see the army until it's too late to stop it. And at that point, see, that's why we say we never really want to get in a fight with anybody, because we never want to show what we have to work with. Yeah. What makes someone apprehensive about what you say about them is not that you're uncredible. It's that you can influence people, the good people. See, we ain't looking but for the good people. All them other ones, them half-lights, they can keep. We'll get them later, because half-lights tend to switch sides when the momentum changes. Okay. I know how Big Mo worked too. And you let them come in, but you keep them involved in a way that they can't hurt the core operation. Okay. Until they can work their way better into better things. Check. Now, I don't know what all this means, but I know we're on to something. Now, let me keep going. I don't want to be sentimental and shit. Now, looking at the Kabbalah, in this book here, the Kabbalah Primer, in the Kabbalah, because that got something to do with it and stuff, and it talks about that the only way you can make the Pentagon, which is the world military headquarters, the Pentagon, is to make this in the center. These angles depend upon A, B, C, D, and E being established. So what is in the center? It's a Pentagon. What should we find in the center of the Pentagon? Thank you. Now, are the honkies on alert that people are looking for the beast over the Pentagon? Sure. A couple of brothers are running around the parking lot. They shoot their motherfucking ass down. The brothers just walk around the parking lot trying to steal a little car. They shoot their ass down. Did they? Oh, yeah. Did it last week, didn't they? Yeah. Just shot their ass all up in the truck, didn't they? Said y'all thought y'all was going to get the beast. Mistook them for beast hunters. Say, oh, if they thought it was just mere car theft, they would let it go head on. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. I don't know if he's sphinxing it. Now, they say the planets are lining up into what? To make a what? Six-pointed star, which should be known as a hexagram, right? Huh? The six-pointed star, constructed from alchemist symbols for the elements. Fire, water, air, and earth. Those are the four. That's the four. Nature. White man, hey, back to the unspoken name of God again. So now they're talking about the planets that lined up in the unspoken name of God. They ain't saying it, but that's what it makes. The six-pointed star composed of two overlapping triangles. A symbol found in a wide array of cultures around the world, is traditionally interpreted as a combination of watery, fiery, male pointing upward triangle, female pointing downward, closed harmonically ordered duality. The biblical Solomon, son of David, and Bathsheba were said to have exorcised demons and summoned angels with it until his death. Although most traditions view his use of the tetragrammation, it is again, as having been the decisive factor. Because of its association with Solomon, the six-pointed star came to be known as Seligum Solomus, Solomon's seal, or Sectum Davidus. Hey, Brother David, give me some help on this. Oh, you back there asleep. Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. What this stuff here means? You got to come see it, Bob. I ain't too good at saying it. You might not hear it.
Symbol was supposed to have been a shield of victory. King David that was throwing a shield.
You got to tell all of them, Bob?
This symbolism, what this is talking about in this booklet here, was supposed to have been used by King David as a shield for victory that was put on the shields of the soldiers when they went to war. In biblical prophecy, which came to be known as the Star of David, which in actuality was not David's star, but it was a symbol formation, which dealt with just what Brother Copeland was talking about, the unspoken name of God, or Yahweh in English.
What would another name of that be in non-English?
What you just broke down earlier, Yod-Hah-Wah-He.
And is it really said not to say it?
Jewish scholars came back and said that the sacred name that the ancient Hebrews or black people used for their own liberation and victory was too holy to be pronounced, and therefore with the writing of King James and all the other books that came thereafter, deleted it. To remove your ability to overcome the devil. And
then if you ask a black Mason what did the 72 mean, he say, I don't know. If you ask the Boule what the 9 squares mean, he say, I don't know. So you see them enact the tenet of not naming the name. And I tell the blacks, don't do what the whites did. They only did it when they figured out it wasn't their name. Don't you multiply their pathologies by repeating what they do not to get back to you. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So when the heads of the Masons, I met with the head of the Prince Halls, the state lodge members, the head people, they all come out, they fraternize, they don't feel as threatened as they did about my program, and we must be doing 10 of it. So they pick up on this. Let me do this here. I'm going to pass the hat for Brother Coakley. And I hope you all could do anything that you could do to help me and my family. We're going to be a little under our quota tonight. I expected there to be a few more people. Yes, brother. Hey, Brother Ojinga. Brother Ojinga. Yeah, this Brother Coakley. Oh, somebody called me downstairs? You just love this downstairs. Yeah, that's up here. Ojinga. Ojinga. Yeah, can you hear me? Hey, they're hanging up downstairs. That's what's going on. They're hanging up downstairs. Anyway, I'm going to pass the hat to Brother Coakley. Anybody want to write a check, please do. Yeah, okay, we're getting the phone now. Somebody tell them we're getting the phone. Hey, listen, I need your support. Please do what you can do. I just want to do this before I get rolling because I hurt myself. I'll talk all night and never take care of my own business. And I got tapes and stuff. I put my tapes in the back. I got some good stuff back there. Secret memos of the Boule, hooking them with military intelligence. Beyond any reasonable doubt, you will know they've served as a guardian animal. The next thing I want to go through is... No, tell him he's trying to get the number and get away. Okay, I'm going to do it now. I appreciate you all very much.
I got to get out of here, Steve.
Okay,
I'm going to be at the next one, bro. All right.
You know, you should put your number on my book and stuff, too. Okay. I'll get you back. Please don't go away, radio. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Okay, brother, I appreciate your support. Thank you. These brothers come up to support me from DC. They just appreciate you all very much. We're here. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. What's many times ago? Hey man, we can't do it. Oh yeah, let me leave this with you. Phone call.
Yeah.
That'll do me no good.
Thank you, girl. I appreciate everything. No pun intended. Now,
You got a card or something?
here's my phone number for anybody who needs to reach me. Oh, he's all right. He's good. He got what he know, you know.
I can't get no I'm glad you said it was standing in one moment.
Can you see that? 608-3105. That's my home phone number. And my pen got a little soft ink in it because I was running around. Now, 608-3105, area code 301. Now, let me tell you all this. The next part of this was, why is it that you all don't know who the enemy is? That's because they're gargoyles. You all know what a gargoyle is? They're gargoyles. You know, right, they got the gargoyle cartoon. In fact, I got one copy where the gargoyles are helping the Illuminati. You end up in the Illuminati if they protected the right things. So you, yes, this brother Copley, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Brother Steve coming up now, okay?
Hold on. I was just calling the sister to give her a call back. Brother has, he's waiting for the Tina.
Are you waiting for Tina?
Yes, I don't know what happened with that, but they said it's not like for him not to call in. So I don't know what happened.
So,
This is Brother Doc. The brother hasn't showed up to the, he had young brother hold it down to get there. They said he had to call in. They said, well, maybe we'll wait till 10. I said, well, maybe get somebody else to do it, you know. Said, well, we'll wait till 10. And I have to check back on my phone and check my messages and the sister called, so I'm giving you all a call back.
So what's going to happen?
Now, what's up with that? They playing the reggae over the radio, and he, you know, the brother hasn't showed up at the station, so I like that brother. I don't know what's going on.
all right, man, just let me inform. Let me know.
Okay, sir. Hotel. No, it's not snowing.
Not snowing?
No, sir. It was just raining a little bit. So he told them that he would be there, but they said anytime he doesn't come, he would call. It's not like him for him not to show up.
Okay, well, look. Just let me know what's up. Hey, make sure somebody calls in and announces it. Okay, Griffiths. They got Griffiths.
I didn't hear him.
Make sure somebody calls in and make the announcement.
Okay.
All right. Hotel, brother.
Hotel.
Anyway, I don't know how far y'all want to go a little more. Y'all, we supposed to be getting out of here. Y'all ready to go? Okay, all I was going to say is that the reason you don't know those people who are in control, what does a gargoyle do? It's protect something, right? Same as a griffin. Or they got these things here, a Grecian sphinx, that body of a lion, the breast of a woman, face of a woman. Same with this here, another Grecian sphinx type thing, wing thing. Said a female sphinx of Greek tradition has its origins in a fairy tale motif. The sphinx is often winged, always female, a demon lurking at the side of the road. And so that's, those things guard or protect. That's a little sidebar, I'm just going to do this quickly. We went to military intelligence. This is U.S. Army Intelligence Center, Fort Huachoka. This is the military intelligence headquarters. What's out front of military intelligence? A Grecian sphinx. And what was inside the urn? Circle within a circle. Look what's on the Grecian sphinx's neck. A medallion that's a circle within a circle. Probably just a coincidence. Of course, the boule, this is the boule's logo. You can see they got something inside the urn. That's their logo. They got something inside the urn, the paws over the urn. I want to re-emphasize. As the boule came here recently and tried to meet with me, they said that Copley got that smoking gun operation. In fact, I need to tell you this. Some representatives of the boule came to Washington a couple of weeks ago and asked to meet with me. Part of the reason they wanted to meet with me was to offer me an option to work with the boule underground. Said the boule got 5 members in every city that are much more like me than like them. And that the boule underground would like to work with Steve Copley because Steve Copley got a smoking gun operation. And that Steve Copley is the only one who has, and this is kind of a dangerous thought, preemptive strike prepared against the enemy. And what they know about the enemy, no other analysis compares with what they know about who's in control. So they decided that they would like to have Copley work with the Asa Hilliards and work with the other socially conscious Boule members. And I told them by messenger that you won't get me to work with you, because that's why when I got to the bottom of the Boule and I see Tony Martin speaking there and Ben Schaefer speaking there and Asa Hilliard in there and Azinga Ratabisha of Aztec taking money from them, and then Jeffries come and tell me how they had all been meeting with them, then I don't want to end up with some young African rising up trying to get to the bottom of why his community don't know the enemy and find me working with the Boule. So I chose not to have my career ruined like those who we found with the Boule unexplainably. And so I chose no, but I appreciated the compliment. But they wanted to let me know that they're excessively worried about the uncontained nature of my activities, but are excessively impressed with the esoteric translation as well as the street movement with no publicity. No publicity. We can't be in the black press because those are Boule papers. We don't even do white press. And we banned in half of black radio. But we still are ever present and in every city, and we start stuff. Meaning that we're not a passive structure. At times we step up, like to step to Tyrone Powers. I gotta play Tyrone Powers. Anyway, let me show you this. The guardian animal. Guardian animal is founders of Sigma Pi Phi. The pen is modeled after the Grecian Sphinx, the most famous in Greek mythology being the Sphinx of Thebes. The urn in the pen, is guarded by the paw of the Sphinx. Represents the container into which were placed the names of Greek citizens who would be chosen by lot to lead the state. So what's in the urn?
The names.
The names. In fact, you can see the urn better. Notice when they're describing protecting the urn, they don't put what's in this urn. This is same Boule cover of the eulogy at the Northwest region. They got the urn filled. But when they're talking about guarding the urn, they draw an urn with nothing in it. And then they say that their job is to guard the names that are in the urn. And when we look in the urn, we see the circle within a circle. We know that the circle within a circle is what Carol Quigley said was the Rhodes Rothschild Secret Society. Back there it's a tape called Pi equals round table, because that's pi. Pi. That's the Reebok commercial. And you got room for a brother on your planet? Yeah, and what they do, they knock the brother ass off the couch. Check. Check? Yes, now they got it where Emmitt Smith does a ritual. He grabs the football, and it's like a swearing-in ceremony, and they got Don Cornelius and Fred Williamson looking over him like a ritual. Check? And then they say it's pi, right? Pi? That's the symbol of Reebok, right? Pi. Slanted across, right? Pi. Then you look up the dictionary of symbols, and you look up what does pi mean, and it says pi is equated with the Chinese disc of jade and the round table. The round table. So you look up pi in the Sherlock's dictionary of symbols, you look up round table, and you see the word pi. So it's Sigma round table 5. The round table is in pi. Now, you look up Boule eulogy of Charles Wesley, wrote the history book. Tennyson on this side, talking about the fair order of the table round. Wesley on that side, talking about the round table is. Ain't nobody come up to no black men accusing them of being lackey associates of the most powerful white men in the world. Nobody walked up to them and brought that to them, that's no question. And people say, well, Steve, why aren't you dead? I mean, you're fucking with these people. Why haven't they killed you? Well, if you got to understand the shit you're dealing with. So, the initiation of the pyramid. The Grecian Sphinx, this is Manly Palmer Hall showing it. In fact, Oshawa Kwesi translated this to mean Lord of the Landlords, which is what the Boule is. And it equated it with the number 9. It says it deals with the sum of 9. Like the 9 squares. Check? You see that? Okay? It says discovering one who knew the answer to her riddle. So the Grecian Sphinx contained a riddle. D. Gregory said it last week. He told Hoagland, he said, is that why they keep perpetrating that thing about the Sphinx where you press your ear to the lips of the Sphinx and get the answer or some shit? Well, Gregory's an alpha. What's the alpha thing? The Sphinx. So when I go to Gregory to help me bust the boule, he said, Steve, sit down, I got a story I got to tell you. They said, but you my teacher, you my man, you taught me how to do it. He said, I'm an alpha and I ain't going to tell you shit. I ain't going to tell you the handshake, I ain't going to tell you, but you better learn what it means to take an oath. So I said, damn, in dedication of my teacher, D. Gregory, I developed a lecture entitled, dun, 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 The Trial of the Oath Takers, which is around here somewhere. It's back there on the table, the oath takers, and that other stuff I showed you about the diamond and all of that, that's in base theory on evil. Now, why do I have a base theory on evil? Because we're loose all over the place with all these different translations of some very basic things. It's much deeper with the origin of the races and all that's in there. But like Hoagland said, well, if we get to the bottom of what all of this means, we're going to find out who we really are. And he's right. You're a beast. And we're descendants of God. You're correct. You're going to find that out. And he said that's going to help us understand the cause of all our fighting. Right. One man grew up and hated nature. Lived in rock, woolly cave, quest for fire type of shit. Was real mad. Said, boy, if we ever find God, we're going to kick its ass. Because them niggas over on the other side of the mountain, man, they got vegetation. What do trees and grass do? They make oxygen. So you got big noses to take in all that lovely oxygen. But he was in the thin caves. He got the long little pointed thin nose because he got thin air in the cave, so he need little low nose. So that's the start of his contempt for God. Diop called it the two cradle theory. Jeffries called it the sun people versus the ice people. Unique characteristics of two different sets of people starting in two different places of the world. That's in the base theory on evil. That's why you need that. That's in video. Anyway, and I know it's time to wind down. I'm not going to take up no more time of yours tonight. I'm just going to end with playing Tyrone Powers. But it makes a point here. You ever heard anything about the third eye? What the men of the round table had something to do with the Grail or the Holy Grail. You heard some shit about that? The Holy Grail, the Fisher King and all of that? Well, you look up here, white folks talking about the Grail being the sin of Lucifer, saying this emerald has shown reminiscent of Urna. In fact, that's Urban Radio Network. Bob Lawless, A-Earn. A-Earn, that's the company that runs Night Talk. We went to their headquarters. What do they have sitting as a logo but an urn? It's called A-Earn Incorporated, American Urban Radio Network. A-Earn. Could it be the same urn? Because Bob Law in the history ain't never done a boule show and won't. Can he never utter the name? A-Earn. A pearl fixed to the forehead, which Hindus symbolize the third eye. So whites' pursuit of the Holy Grail got having something to do with having lost their inner adhesions. So they're searching for the Grail because the Grail represents something that you already got. There you go, Bob. It goes right back to the pineal. The whole thing with getting into, what's that thing the whites be using?
Melatonin.
Melatonin to compensate for the loss of adherence. Now, maybe I'm just fucked up. Just paranoid, stupid brother. No, I mean really. Somebody look at me and say, well man, the brother can't even pay his rent, his teeth all rotten and shit. Well, who want to listen to that? You never know under what context the truth may come disguised. All right? It could come under Illuminati and Tupac. Or with Machiavelli. All these people running me asking me about Machiavelli now. Because Tupac done put Kill Illuminati on it and Machiavelli by Machiavelli. So everybody running one know. You had in your orders for the Prince and Machiavelli going up because now black people won't get into Machiavelli. Which Mayor Daley used Machiavelli as his political Bible. So we was well in charge of Machiavelli beating the political machine in Chicago. Anyway, I was going to close with the little thing on the drug thing. This is Tyrone Powers. Now, we did a Kwanzaa together up in, the raffle. Anybody else want a raffle ticket? I'm going to pull a raffle. Anybody else want a raffle ticket? I'm going to raffle off a video. Maybe you all want Base Theory on Evil? Or any $30 video of your choice. You pick which one you want. Assassination Attempt of Khalid Muhammad, The Oath Takers, Base Theory on Evil, and State of Black America in Brooklyn. We're going to pull that raffle in a minute. Now, so we're flushing this thing out on the drugs, and we got to come up and finish this drug thing. Can we do drug thing part 2? Okay, did y'all come?
Yes.
Yeah, the only way it's going to work is if you bring somebody else, because they ain't going to let you tell nobody in the public. I know Donald was squeezing it out on the radio. People was calling me, saying, man, I heard some perpetrator talking about your election on WOL or something. And Linda Mitchell did give him a few minutes to do it, and we appreciate that. She didn't try to block him off and everything, the rest of that. But as we were pushing around on the drug issue, John Hitz. I have to tell you this. I have a tape back there, CIA drug story. This is the story you needed to know about that nobody's talking about. Hitz says Arkansas town not a secret CIA base. Inquiry sought by House panel after book alleged armed drug activities in the 80s. The book is compromised. The big thick book I showed you by Terry Reid. Okay, it's time. All right, we get the time. We're on the break. We're on the break. Anyway, his inquiry says Mena, Arkansas didn't exist. This is Washington Post, November 9th. November 9th. 9th of November, and they announced that the Arkansas was only a 2-week flight training, when in fact Terry Reid said he trained pilots for 18 months. Said it, and he'd tell you week by week what they did. When they got there, they were the prima donnas of the Nicaraguan establishment who lost their land when they overthrew Somoza. So to fight to get the land back, they made them the pilots. They only let the elite Nicaraguans be pilots. So the sons and daughters of the elite, come over here, and they come over here, and they get trained them in Mena, Arkansas. Clinton lays cover for it. Clinton's economic development man, the black man, Nash is the liaison to it. They have a CIA station chief there. They have CIA airplanes there, all these things. Anyway, and so Hitz comes out with it. Nobody busted into what Hitz did. Like Linda Mitchell, she didn't even know what Mena was. So the meaning is that the only way you can deny the CIA sold drugs in the black community is to kill off Mena. So quietly they killed Mena. Not a one of those involved have even raised a story. So when the dude comes back and says, no, there was no drug selling, haven't let them kill this, that we already know he ain't gonna find nothing. Because he already killed the place that they warmed up the pilots and sent them in. Anyway, we got the go-go brothers here. We appreciate them helping us, allowing us to be here. The winner of the video is, last 3 numbers is 697. 697. 697, last 3 numbers. Brother man got it. Appreciate you all. I appreciate you all coming out. I appreciate Brother Donald for hosting us. Let's thank the people here for agreeing to have us. I know we're over time. They got their business to take care of. We thank you, God. Really, we do. Anything we need to do with the chairs or anything else, let us know so we know we clean up after ourselves so we can be right in back position. Sister will help you with the tapes in the back. I really appreciate your support. Don't forget, we'll be here April 11th with the conference on counterintelligence and intelligence and hold on. As you're stepping, you must get this. It's keyed up right to it. Tyrone Powers, what do you know about Ricky Ross?
Agent's name so we can follow up on his investigation.
Now that's the way to hit 1996.
Yeah, listen to this.
Tyrone Powers on board with us. I'm Lisa Mitchell. We're back in the funeral at Mullins. Lewis Bay, Hakeem, Charles, Frankie. We're going to get back to you and Monique after these messages on the network where information is power. I'm here on the WL News Talk Network where information is power. I'm Lisa Mitchell. Tyrone Powers here, author, educator, and former FBI agent, and combining all of this to be a valuable resource for our community. Our telephone numbers, 202-432-1450 in Washington, D.C. In Baltimore, that's 410-481-1010, and in the surrounding areas, 1-800-787-9111. We'll get Brother Lewis Bay on board, and thank you, sir, for your patience.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, sister. Hello?
Good morning.
Oh, I think I'm just a little bit ahead of it.
Old Powers on board with us.
They now told us that we don't have enough evidence. It is a civil rights investigation under the laws. They can't.
Lewis Bay,
and Happy New Year. Thank you very much. And is Mama still here? Okay. I said
Sit down, sorry.
Anybody here have a building that we could use next time around?
That mean we kicked out of here? Yeah.
It's very affordable simply because we wanted the message to get out more so than any profit. This is not a very profitable endeavor.